Ladies, gentlemen, lady boys, men, girls, and those of you who identify as attack helicopters, young and old, and sexless irrelevancies who are basically parasites who live to shit on people who actually have lives and aren't soulless cretins. It is my somber, unfortunate news to break to you that, or is my deep condolences as I announce that, unfortunately, tragically, that Star Wars The Acolyte has been canceled. Thank Crumb for small favors. Thank Crumb, God, devil, everything above, below, and in between. Thank you for sparing the human race one more piece of live-action distilled dick cancer. Like, seriously, the cancer that has killed my relatives, it would probably be preferable to talk to than that show. Or the people making it, because, God, were they retards. But, yeah, although I have to say, if you follow me on Twitter and you saw me saying, like, renew Acolyte, yeah, I was hoping it would get renewed just because, considering all the, I don't know, umbrage, shit show, righteous indignation being fired down on them from a bell tower by the fans and everyone else who watched it, I was kind of hoping there would be another season just so Disney could go through more of that. Because as we all know, Disney is a bit like Bethesda. I love when people shit on them. It's always fun. Like, seriously, if that is the equivalent of Viagra for me. I mean, it's not, but metaphorically speaking, it is. I'm like, I love shitting on Bethesda. I love shitting on Disney. Like, there's lots of things and people in this world I love shitting on. Those two are one of them. Along with Jar Jar Abrams' hacky ass, who, quite frankly, he is such a hack, he should be banned from ever being allowed to work in the entertainment industry again. But anyway, it's canceled, and I gotta tell you, to anyone who was watching this and saying, like, how can you be glad it's canceled? Oh, it's easy. The people making it were douchebags and shitheads, and they sucked at their job, that they couldn't even be bothered to learn what happened in the movies beforehand. You had one of these guys, for God's sake, saying how Star Wars was not a good versus evil story. Like, motherfucker, have you... there are times where I think being stupid should warrant a punch to the face, or at the very least a slap at the back of the head, and maybe a tasering with a cattle prod, rod, but that's beside the point. Oh, and he also said Anakin Skywalker has the highest kill count in Star Wars. No, bitch, that's Luke Skywalker, you dumb fuck. Who... Yeah, no. Between this and the fact that they had Leslie Headland, which the thing that gets me is, like, I remember the day we found out Leslie Headland was going to be doing this years ago. I think it was back when She-Hulk's goat fuck of a story was still being told. And then we learned that she was basically affiliated with Harvey Weinstein. I thought to myself, okay, this is probably going to be a goat fuck so bad it's going to make Gettysburg look mild. And to anyone saying, like, that's guilt by association, you're a hypocrite. Oh, no. This woman was his receptionist. And I was just thinking, it's possible she'll fuck the dog, basically, with such ravenous abandon. She'll make us jubilant by just staying the fuck quiet, like the Obama approach. That's all I thought. I thought, this is probably going to just be another shitty show, so fuck it. I'm just going to watch this goat fuck happen with bated boner and watch the fallout happily. And then this happened. And I swear, the fallout was... It kind of reminded me of the Rings of Power fallout. That level of goat fuckery, which all of us, like even me, who's not a big Tolkien Lord of the Rings fan, I've just played Shadow of Mordor and Warren. I think watched one of the Hobbit films and one of the Lord of the Rings films, who spends more time trying to read the Silmarillion. Like, even I could look at this and go, oh, this is a fuck up. You fucked up. You fucked up. This is like pissing off James Delaney in Taboo. What the fuck were you thinking? Like, you awoke a dragon with that one. That was kind of like what The Acolyte was to me whenever I was seeing the reaction to it, just of how mind-bendingly, monumentally of an epic fuck-up this has been. Like, it wasn't like Rings of Power fuck-uppery, but it was more like... It was closer to a Witcher level of fuck-uppery. Like, no, better yet. Take the Witcher Netflix show as, like, the bottom tier level... And then the Rings of Power is the top level of fuck-uppery of awfulness. It's between those two. The difference is The Witcher at least had an adequate actor in the lead who actually gave a shit about the character and the story. That was Henry Cavill. There's a reason why The Witcher's not probably going to do so well going forward with that other actor, which I'm good with that. Fuck it. because at least Henry Cavill actually put work into what he was doing. The other guy looks like he couldn't be bothered to give a shit in terms of physique. But where was I? Oh yeah. It was fucked, but the thing that bothered me was just like the more I heard, but as the show was about to come out, I thought, oh man, this is awful. Like the best way I could describe it is like it was like this thing a YouTuber like Rage said about Thief, the last game they did, probably the only one, Thief. Where he's like, when you can just smell a turd around the corner, but you don't really have any proof, it's just a gut feeling. And then it hits and it's even worse than you could have ever imagined. And that was more or less what he said. That's what the Acolyte was feel like. And like every time I know Disney's going to fuck up, it's like, okay, what you expect and what you experience are two different things. Kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's what my friend Dan's first girlfriend is going to say if they do it for the first time. She's going to be like, that's all you got? Like, Jesus Christ. Was it bad? The show, I mean, not the Dan joke. God, I'm just like, I almost want to compare this to Something in the Woods, which was like a church film about Bigfoot, where it was like, I remember a YouTuber who I found out about who said like it gave him trust issues. Part of me wants to hope the Acolyte will do this for anyone else, but knowing the normies and yes men who could not blow Disney any harder even if you had a gun to their head, no, it's probably not going to do too much damage. But yeah, their stocks are down, so they deserve that. And also, I don't know, like I look at the people behind this Acolyte show, and in hindsight, looking back, it reminds me of something I recently learned about Exorcist 2. The director of that film was the Rian Johnson for the Exorcist series. I mean, granted, compared to Exorcist Believer, apparently it's tame by comparison. But yeah. But this was made by people who did not give two shits. They were dilettantes. They could not be bothered to give a fuck if you paid them to. Which, funny enough, they are being paid to do this, so you think they would at least give a fuck because you'd want to think they put quality into their work. But as well know, in Hollywood, it's not talent that gets you by. It's who you know or who you blow. Just look at the guys who made Rings of Power. Those two soy pods and that woman. This was a goat fuck. Funny enough, my reaction to this is the same reaction I had to the day I learned the Cowboy Bebop show on Netflix was canceled. The difference was, I learned that was being canceled the day I learned I was graduating from college. That was the cherry on top of my day. To this, it's just like, that's something. It's good news. It's good news. I'm glad it's canceled because I wish Disney and Star Wars Disney the worst, and pretty much everyone involved with it who's a yes man and don't have a mind of their own and who can't keep their fucking mouth shut about politics. Yeah, I wish you the worst. I wish you the fucking worst. Again, the cancer that killed both my grandmas and my step-grandfather, I would sooner talk to that than these fuckers. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're scum. They are borderline evil to me because they know they're ruining something and they don't care. And you're probably saying, do you have any proof of this? Oh, yes. It's a bit like the DEI shit with Sweet Baby Inc. People have been telling them and giving their honest critiques of this, and their response is usually to say, you're a Nazi, you're a Yahtzee, you're a misogynist, you're an ist and a phobe. And at this point, I'm like, and? Fuck it. I wear that like a badge of honor if I was ever called that. It'd be like if someone said, like, you're a racist. Okay, and? I've been called way worse. Actually, let me rephrase that. It was worse because the guy who said it was someone whose opinion I gave a shit about. Most of you fuckers, I would assume, are thrown into I would consider this as Sparta you, let's put it that way, to save me from getting in trouble on YouTube where I post this. You got what you deserved. I'm glad it was canceled. You talentless hacks. Oh, also, as a side note, I was remembering this while I was walking outside before I recorded this. I remember there was a time after the prequels came out and every shit stain on the internet who loved to shit on George Lucas and anything he had their modest of involvement in before and after the prequels. We're talking about how the stuff he made was supposed to be like made for children. Like, how is this made for children? Well done, well fuck sticks, and this includes you, Jay, Mike, and all the cunts at Red Letter Media. I look at the Acolyte as way worse. Because, like, yeah, there were certain scenes, mainly the shirtless scene with the villain, that make me go like, okay, this is kind of that mixed with the stuff that would fly over your head as a kid when I was growing up. Like, Any of you who watched those animated Disney films they had back in the day, or live action ones, where they had stuff that flew over a kid's head, but the parents kind of got it right away? It was, I want to say it was like that, but I don't know. But yeah, no. If you want to say that about George Lucas, then I'm going to say this about The Acolyte, because fuck y'all. You treated Lucas like shit, and regardless of his fuck-uppery as of late, or alleged fuck-uppery, he was not this much of a fuck-up. He at least, he did what I wish Disney and Kathleen Kennedy would do. I'm not saying admit you fucked up. As far as I know, George Lucas never admitted he fucked up with Jar Jar. He just used him less and less. Kathleen Kennedy probably looked at him and was like, why are you backing down, pussy? You wuss. You pathetic man-child. You Kermit the Frog, motherfucker. No, Kathy, it's called he has good business sense, unlike you. I'm sorry, he has good creative sense, unlike you. But then again, I have a feeling you're a bit like Miss Chokes on Dick from South Park when they did the sex ed episode. You have no idea what you're doing, and you're blowing smoke at your ass, and you're giving a negative opinion. So, yeah, fuck you. That's my point. Fuck you and your stupid Karen face. And your lying tongue, which, actually, I have no idea where I was going. Yeah, no, this got way out of hand. I was going to talk about The Acolyte, but it just devolved into my own thoughts beyond what I had planned, and honestly, I don't think I had a plan. But yeah, those are my thoughts in general. Have a nice day. Remember, the game was ripped from the start, and oh yeah, may the force be with you. Unless you're a Wokey or Mark Hamill or an activist who have ruined things, go force yourself. Have a nice day.